Hey guys, it is actually April 1st, 2025, and today was just a normal Tuesday. We had school, incredibly boring, not much stuff to be said there. Today we're gonna continue to outreach on Fiverr. I did not do it at school today, I did not have time, but now I'm gonna sleep for an hour first, and when I wake up, I'm gonna spend 2 hours just outreaching on Fiverr. Really do need to get that client. It is urgent. We need to get that client, and yeah, that's the plan. There's not much else except for colleges. So after like careful consideration, I've heard like perspectives from my parents, from my counselor, uh, from the school therapist. They all know the situation, like Boston and USF, and I was just kind of I was still kind of thinking about it. Again, this decision is not final, but I feel like 400K in debt is not feasible for me. Because let's face it, right? For half of my life, my parents aren't gonna be there, and even when I'm 18, like I'm gonna have to like fend, find my own food, like fend off whatever, like on my own. I'm gonna be out in the world on my own, and having 400K in debt is not gonna help me like a bit. And I do get like there are benefits to going to Boston, like the connections, the community, which I do really value, and I wish I could. But 400K in debt, especially right now, as only a student, I'm not able to work. I am on a student visa. I'm not able to work, and the only way I'm allowed to work is if I get a green card, which I have to wait till 18, and it's not even guaranteed. There's like a 20 something percent chance. So there's not even possibility that I can even make enough money to pay off that debt. And that's what concerns me. Right, my parents said that 400K in debt is not really that bad. You could just pay it off, get a job. The problem is you can't just get a job with the visa. And I guess their kind of way of thinking is that I can graduate with a degree, a company will hire me, and then they'll sponsor me, get me a visa. But the problem is I'm going to be reliant on the company, sort of how like my dad is right now, right? If the company tells you to go to Greenland, you're going to have to do what they say in order to maintain that visa status or whatever. Like you are reliant on your family. That's also why I'm here in Florida right now. It's because the company told my dad that he needed to come to Florida, or else we would have been in California right now. And I don't want to live that life when I grow up. I don't want to be told, hey, you need to go here, you need to go there, hey, you need to do this, you need to do that. That's not the life I want. Just so that I can work, get taxed 50% of my income, and barely survive and pay off my loans. Just for that. So I'm not willing to do that. And so the only other option is USF, and USF is good in the sense that it is a small campus, small community. We did visit it in Tampa, and I think it's very nice. It is pretty small. It's not comparable to Ivy Leagues, but for a decent university, it's great. Um, and the other bright side is they're giving me money in order to go there, and the cost of going there itself is not expensive. It's not expensive. It's not that. It is expensive, but it's not that expensive. Plus, they're giving me $36,000. I think it's for 4 years. So if I go there for 2 years, it's be $18,000. And I think for the cost per year, tuition and board, everything per year, is about 20K, 25K. So for the 2 years, it would be 50K, and I'm gonna be able to I have 16K in scholarships basically, 18K in scholarships basically, and so the other 20K, it's feasible. I could slowly get that from my businesses, whatever. And during like going to USF, the other benefit is I only have to go there for 2 years in order to get my bachelor's, and then I could fully lock in into whatever business I want, car cleaning, window cleaning, whatever I want to do, and I can set my own schedule. I can work my ass off if I wanted to, whatever it is. But I don't want my life to be controlled by others. And so I think USF is a better option. And also, if I'm really that good, if it wasn't just luck that got me into Boston, if I reapply again 2 years later, if my skills are truly appreciated, then if I apply again, I might be able to get in. And I might be in a better financial situation than I am right now. And so those are all these variables that come into play. and they do drive a major factor into my decision making. Obviously, my decision is not final yet. I still want to have my parents and my counselor, everyone like sit together, talk about it, sort of weigh the pros and cons again, and make sure that we are making a smart decision. But yeah, I don't think 400K in debt is something that I'm willing to risk, that I'm willing to take, because again, that will be I'll have to carry that on my back for the rest of my life. And especially with inflation and everything these days, like 400K, it's living expenses, everything. I don't. It's gonna be hard to pay off that debt because I'll have to spend so much money on, food, living expenses. There's so many things to account for. So that's what I'm thinking as of right now. But yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Tomorrow I do have a math test. I am going to actually lock in and try to get a 4 or a 5 on the actual AP, as well as the mock, even if I don't go to Boston. So, but I don't care about Lemus's tests at all. Like, if she gives me a test, I'm not gonna study for that, because the thing is, bro, like there's no point. It's a complete waste of time. I'm gonna study for the AP exam on my own, with the book, with the textbook, and I'm gonna start doing that this week. So yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow, and that's it.